Hello, hello, everyone. It's your girl. We're here. I'll be upstairs shortly. We're baking cookies today. We're back, baby. Bacon streams, cooking streams. We're back. I'll see you upstairs in just a minute. Family, peeps, it'll let me know if you can hear me, okay? Tis me. I am doing well, big guy. How are you today? How are you this afternoon? Are you happy it's Friday, almost the weekend? Okay, great. Looks like things are working on my end. Trying things a little differently, a little different angle today. I think I have everything all set up properly. Like audio should be working. I have my laptop here, so hopefully I'll be able to see everyone's chats today. I don't know what it is. On the app, it sucks. When I use my iPad to monitor my own streams, this is when I was having issues with seeing chats that came in. But anyway, I'm happy to be here this afternoon with you guys. Recovering from the procedure. Oh yes, that's right, for your kidney stone. How is it are you on bed rest at all? Is that what it is? Or again, I know you said you had to fast for it yesterday too. So how long did the procedure actually take? Was it a long surgery? Because did you see, what is it in the news right now? That I don't know which, is it Blue Cross Blue Shield, is not going to cover some anesthesia for surgeries that go over their allotted time or something? I don't know. Healthcare issues, man. Knocked out for an hour. Knocked out from the sedative, or knocked out just because you were tired after? Oh, you're back to work today already? Damn. They said in, out, get back to work. I mean, I guess that's good that you're still that you were able to basically just go back to work and again, continue on with your day, right? Oh, the sedative was for an hour. I always wonder too, it's how do they, I mean, guess science, doctors, professionals, whatever, but how do they, know how much to give? Or I'm always worried, I'm what if they don't give me enough? And I can feel things still and I'm still awake. I feel I get nervous with surgery stuff. Granted, I haven't really had any, but I get nervous. Just the thoughts, I was in a lot of pain afterward, but it isn't bad today. Well, that's good. I mean, it's good that just even a day after that you're feeling better, or that, it's not too painful. Because I feel what happens again too, when you have things where it's you have, obviously you're sedated, you're under, and then you wake up and you're oh shit, I'm really sore because, all the shit that happened while you were knocked out. But I'm glad that it was only for the day. Okay, I'm gonna fill my water very quickly off camera because I realized I'm empty from my, I guess, early lunch. My bad. So if you can see by the title, what we're doing today is we're baking cookies. I'm excited. I haven't done a baking/cooking stream in quite some time. It's because I haven't had enough time. And I'm really pushing through the day to do it. Because usually on Fridays, I work my early job, my early morning job. And then I come home and knock the fuck out. But today, I said, you know what, we're going to push through. Because I really wanted to do cooking stream. I haven't done so in a while. And so what I did is I just really caffeinated it up, They gave me Oxy, so that helped a bit. I see. Also, another pain med that gets deposited in the urine, so it works directly on the pain area. Oh wow! Science, man. I didn't know all this shit existed. But they say that Oxy is some strong drugs. I don't really. I knew somebody who also just like I don't want to say he had an affinity towards painkillers. You know, like he liked some oxys, he liked some Percocets here and there. But again, I've never really, I guess I've never seen the appeal, you know, because I've never used them pretty much. So again, I haven't really been in any surgeries or had any type of like major pains, but also never found them appealing enough to be like, let me use and abuse them, you know? But apparently, good shit. I don't know. I'll take one's word for it. Sounds like Dr. House. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying, you know, you never see him and House in the same room, right? Okay. So the plan for today, so here's what it is. I have 2 cookie swaps, very popular holiday activity, right? I have a cookie swap party tomorrow night, and then I have a cookie swap party the following weekend. And so we're going to do a little bit of like recipe testing. I have never made either of these recipes. Like this is not any of my like go-tos or whatever. One of them, the matcha ruby cookies, are ones that my sister makes often. So I asked her to give me her recipe, and you know we'll work it out. And then molasses / like gingerbread type cookies are my favorite. Like I love favorite. I'm always still figuring out like what I like to do. You know what I mean? I try different recipes. I feel like I'm just not someone who has like their go-to recipe, you know, like, oh, I got it in like the back of my hand. This is what I do. It's like, no, I don't. I'm still always just kind of fucking around and like, you know, experimenting. Noms, yeah. But okay, so thought process is we're gonna mix the batter for the ginger molasses cookies first because they have to chill. So I figured we'll mix that up, let them chill in the fridge for like, you know, whatever, half hour or something like that, while we make the other matcha ruby chocolate batter, because that one can cook, can bake right away. It doesn't need to chill, according to the directions. We'll see. Yeah, so for the ginger molasses cookies, I like them chewy. So if you like, you know how when you make like a gingerbread house, they're always like, they're snappy. I like the flavor. I just like a good soft cookie though. I love a soft cookie, which is the reason why I don't like a typical gingerbread cookie. Because even like the ones you buy in a store and stuff too, a lot of times they're like snappy, and not my favorite texture. So the recipe I'm like working off of and kind of, you know, I'm gonna try to follow it pretty close to a T is actually Claire Saffitz. She's on YouTube. She has a couple of like, she has a cookbook called Dessert Person, What's for Dessert. She was really popular on like Bon Appetit, and like she has like a bunch of stuff on New York Times and stuff. So this is her recipe for soft, chewy molasses ginger cookies, and I'm kind of just gonna roll with it. I think there's only one thing I think I'm gonna do differently, or 2 things. I think one, I'm gonna do a little mini substitution, mainly because I just don't have apple cider vinegar right now, which it's like, I'm sure I do. I just don't have it at the access, you know? It's like, I don't wanna look. And then I'm actually gonna grate some real ginger into my cookies as well. Her recipe doesn't, it just asks for the ground ginger, which I do have, but I wanna grate in some real ginger too. Ooh, I didn't know Twitch has a category called food and drink. I did not know that. See, I wasn't sure if this is like a just chatting or if this is like an IRL. I don't know. I always confused them. I didn't know they had a food and drink now. Let me see. I will say, edit stream. Let me see. Let's try it. Let's change the category and see what happens. Maybe it'll be better for it. I don't know, because again, I didn't realize that existed. But yeah, that feels a lot more appropriate, in my opinion. All right, so I guess we're just gonna start with the molasses cookies. So I already have measured out here 3 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. What I guess I worry about too, this is just me thinking ahead, is that, so this batch of cookies, the ginger molasses, asks for a lot of flour, like 3, almost 4 cups. But my other recipe for the matcha cookies only asks for like half that amount. So I'm like, is one batch like a 24 cookie and then the other one might be like a 12 thing? I don't know. We might have to double it. I don't know. But this is just me speaking my thoughts, you know, word vomit. Hello, Sandy girl. Yes, we're making cookies today. We're back in the kitchen. I'm excited to be back here. You know, it's been a while since I've done any type of like baking cooking stream, but we're back, baby, and we're here for the holidays. But yeah, so I have 3 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour in here. I'm gonna add more of my dry ingredients. I have baking powder here, right? And we need a whole ass tablespoon. Yeah, this has to be like a big batch of cookies, right? Like this is a tablespoon. That's a lot. So I guess it must be like a double batch in here. So yeah, so maybe we will do 2 rounds of the matcha cookies. I don't know. Because I think my thought process in general is that like, oh, okay, cool. I get to test out the matcha cookies today. I can also just make the batter and just like see what I like about it. I can tweak it if I want, but also I could just make them in advance. Because again, I have a cookie swap next weekend, but I also have a shoot in a couple weeks, and I think it would just be nice to bring cookies to work to show not to show but to like as like just a gift for like the crew guys that I work with. They're really chill, and it's just like a little bit before Christmas, so you know it has me in the holiday spirit and stuff, you know. Okay, so we added a tablespoon of baking powder. We're gonna do so the recipe calls for 2.5 teaspoons of ground ginger, which I have right here, but I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons, and then I'm just gonna grate in some ginger, and I'll eyeball that. I don't know, I feel like I mentioned this several times on my streams before, but you know, I feel like the end of the year has just really happened very quickly. I feel really unprepared for a lot of things, but I am excited for, you know, it being the holidays, and it has like snowed a little bit. Again, nothing like major, but like, you know, a little bit of precipitation, which I've personally really appreciated. Because I don't say I don't, not that I love the winter, but I like the winter a lot more than like other people seem to. And I'm like, yeah, we need it. The environment needs it. But you know what I did as well? My gym, the gym that I go to, they have like a Christmas tree out, and they have you know, the giving tree. So basically, I think they partnered up with like the Boys and Girls Center, like a local one. Or sometimes people do that, you know, like Toys for Tots, like all that, you know, Christmas stuff. But I picked up one of the cards, and I got all the gifts for my like person today. I never know what to get, because sometimes it's like, should I get them what they want, what they need, what they like, a book, you know? But I got something for a kid named Anthony, and it's funny, I picked him because I'm like, oh, this is the shit that I like. Oh, I'm just peeling my ginger, by the way. I know we're like far and I have a lot of shit in the way, but that's all I'm doing now. I can scooch on over here. But basically, his description said he likes puzzles, he likes Pokemon and Beyblade, and I was like, you know what? I got you, fam. I got you. So I got him like a little Beyblade set and I think it was tough because I'm like, I couldn't remember. I'm like, if you buy Beyblades, it comes with everything already or what? Because now they have these little things for the tops and whatnot. But I got him a Beyblade Stadium. So he can like, it's basically just like a plastic, I don't know, container. But I got him a Beyblade Stadium. And then I got him like a Beyblade set. I think it has 2 Beyblades in it. I don't really know. And then I got him a set of Pokemon cards, and I got him a puzzle that's a Pokemon puzzle. Or I think it's, I don't remember. I think it might either be just evolutions, or it might be just like, I don't know, some of the original 151. I don't remember. But I do remember being in Target and being like, I wonder if I should just secretly do this myself first before I hand it over. Because it wasn't like the box looked like it could be easy to open and then reseal, you know what I mean? I was like, should I do this? Should I buy this for me? But the problem is I have to like drop my stuff off, I think, by tomorrow. And me doing jigsaw puzzles, it might take me like, you know, a whole week to do it. And that's me doing it every day. I'm not good at them. That's fine, because I watch like puzzle YouTube stuff. Like I watch one girl, she I don't know, just is a puzzle YouTuber, and she talks about like different puzzles, or like, and also has competed in some like speed puzzling tournaments and stuff like that, which I think, again, I find it to be quite interesting. But I, as a person, am absolutely ass at jigsaw puzzles, and I never liked them as a kid either. Like, at least not like real ones. I'm like, oh, like what's this, 50 pieces? Got it. But if it was like, you know, 100, 200, 500, 1,000, oh hell no, that shit ain't getting done. Like, you know how during COVID, I feel like, or lockdown or whatever, a lot of people like did puzzles and stuff like for funsies. Bam, that shit missed me. That trend missed me real quick. I said, nah, that's not for me. Okay, so I have, I don't know, maybe like a teaspoon or so, maybe a little less than a teaspoon if you pack it all in, of fresh ginger in my mixing bowl as well. I'm hoping that it punches through a lot, Sounds good. Because I love ginger. I love spiced cookies. I like my things that are sweet and spicy. Like if you got cayenne chocolate, I'm there, baby. My sister made gochujang caramel cookies the other day, and which I have been meaning to try. They're like from the New York Times a couple years ago. And it's funny because I was thinking of doing them this year, and I like rewatched the video, and I literally saw my own comment that said like, ooh, these look yummy, I want to try them. And here I am, like whatever, 2 years later, and it's like, yeah, I still haven't tried it. But you know, my sister made a batch, and from what I tasted, they were pretty good. But again, they definitely punched with that spice, and I like that shit. Okay, so we have our ginger in here. We're also gonna do about half a teaspoon of ground pepper, and I'm just gonna eyeball that. I guess that's good. I don't know. It's weird because obviously we're putting pepper in here, and it's like cookies. So I'm like, oh, is that like enough? I don't know. Is that too much? I don't know. And it's not the same as when you're like cooking like food on the stove, where it's like, if I put too much pepper, it's like probably not a big deal. I won't change it that much. If anything, I can add a little salt, this, that, and it's like, I don't know if it works the same way when it comes to baking, you know? Okay, then we're gonna add a little bit of kosher salt, about half a teaspoon. So this is kosher salt, but it's extra fine. So that stuff always worries me too. So I'll put it in my hand and just kind of guesstimate. Half a teaspoon. Let me also look at what half a teaspoon looks like. Like half a teaspoon's kind of big to me, so fuck it. I'm scared. Fuck it. Okay. We're just gonna do it. That's it. All right. I have to add half a teaspoon of allspice. Oh, wait a second. And cloves as well. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna add the allspice, and then I'm gonna grab the cloves. So, allspice. That's also half a teaspoon. And then I have to grab 1/4 of a teaspoon of cloves. Apparently the cloves can be pretty strong in this recipe. I mean, we'll see. Let me grab the cloves. La-di-da-di-da. Cloves. Got them. I'm hoping these are delicious. Okay, and then 1/4 of a teaspoon of cloves. Excellent. So I guess we can give this a quick little mix. And you know what I have to do as well? I forgot to melt some butter, so I'm gonna do that shortly. But I'm just gonna mix all the dry stuff here. You guys, you're a little far away from me. Before, when I was in the actual kitchen part, you guys would be like very close to me. When you're a little far these days, and also the table's much wider, and it's also a little shorter. Because I prefer to cook, like, when you're at the counter and it's like here, this feels more comfortable, but like space-wise and stuff. So it's all good. Whatever. All right, so we have our dry ingredients mixed here. See? Okay, so we'll put this aside for a hot minute. And then we're gonna work on our wet ingredients. So let me grab my other bowl here. I wrote all the ingredients on one side of the paper, then on the other side, I wrote all my directions. Mix all dry ingredients, check. Now I have to cream butter and sugar together. So the butter I have to use a stick and a half. Let's say. But I'm supposed to melt it and then have it re-solidify. So let's give it a melt, and then I'll kind of just throw it back in the fridge for a hot minute. And we'll try that. And we have to do 1.5 cups of brown sugar. BRB, let me put this in a bowl. When you buy butter, everyone, are you like a salted or unsalted butter? I feel like I like the taste of salted butter just like for stuff, like I put it on bread and everything, but like, as a amateur cook person, it's like, oh, we're supposed to use unsalted butter because, like we got to salt our own butter. So you can control the salt levels or whatever. Okay. Yeah, right, we're going to, you hear me open the microwave? We're gonna melt some butter. We're gonna melt it, then we're gonna re-solidify it. Oh, gotta go in this way. You know, if you've been in my other streams, you know that my kitchen was always a trap because of just cords everywhere, like on both sides coming across with lights, etc. But today, I will say, only one side is a trap, and that's because I have my computer here. But generally speaking, I have lots of space. Okay, so while my butter is melting, I'm gonna get a cup and a half of brown sugar. I bought brown sugar yesterday. A cup and a half. Okay, let's get a whole cup first. I love a good fresh brown sugar, like when it's so like malleable, because you know how sometimes that shit gets hard after a while, and I gotta like break it up again. Ugh. Let me pack that shit in here. Making a mess already, but you know, that's bacon for you. That's just me in the kitchen any day of the week. Oh yeah, we're packing it in here. Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but my microwave is beeping again to tell me to get my stuff. Okay, so that's 1 cup in here. I'm gonna try to pick out any of the like hard bits if there's any. I'm just gonna use my hand saw to just break some of them up because I can feel some pieces. And then there's some really tough bits. Don't want those. Okay, and then we're gonna do, let's see, it was 1.5 cups. Let me double, triple check the recipe, you know, because I could fuck this shit up. Okay, 1.5. I guess I'll use an actual half cup measurement. Me being me, I'm like, I just want to guesstimate, you know, like half of a regular size cup is good. And then I gotta take into account all the shit that just like, you know, sprinkled in here. Okay, and is this all packed? We need a little more. Boop. 1 big old puck of brown sugar, excuse me. And here is my estimation here of what needed to be added as well. Okay, now I have brown sugar all over the table. Excellent. Okay. We will also need the brown sugar for our matcha cookies later, I believe. Okay, so let me quickly just gather my crumbs up. Let me grab that butter from the microwave. Ugh. Quick rinse. Oh, wow. I only put my butter in for 30 seconds, but like 1.5 sticks pretty much all melted in there, which is more than I thought, honestly. Like I didn't think it would all melt that quickly. We're supposed to wait for it to re-solidify though. Like, I don't want to do that though, is the question, you know? You know how we lazy out in here. And according to Claire's video, she basically said that like having it melted and then re-solidified basically helps the cookie be softer. I don't know why it's any different than just like putting it melted in. I don't really know. And this dough, from what I saw in the video, is very wet, which is why I think it needs to chill. It just needs to chill, just like me. I need to chill. Okay. You know what? Maybe I should put this in the refrigerator for a hot second, or I could literally put it outside. It was pretty chilly today. Do you remember how I bought those red earmuffs, if anyone recalls? I showed you guys. Let me tell you, I wore them today and like actually out on the town and not just like in, you know, my house. And they actually be doing something. Like they did keep me warm. And I was like, okay. And you would think because it's like, you know, it's just your ears, it's like not a hat, but like it kept me kept my skull pretty warm. Okay. So So we'll give that a feel. The butter in the fridge. Okay. Because then we will need eggs, which I did bring eggs out here, and they are room temp. Then my molasses, actually, we can also pre-measure that. Do you think I'll be able to open this right now? Oh, easy. That was very easy. Okay. I was afraid it was going to be one of those ones where it's like, I can't, like, I need help. I need to, like, you know, hit it with a knife or something. Okay. It said half a cup of molasses. I guess we'll pour half a cup in here. Okay. Like, oh, scary. Okay, enough. No, let's go. Cut it off. Okay. And I feel like the thing too is that having a very dark colored, liquid here, viscous liquid, and you're pouring it into a black measuring cup, it was hard to see. Ooh, interesting. I feel like, you know, I like, molasses adds a lot of like flavor to things, you know, obviously. Like, obviously you don't really eat it alone, but I'm like, oh, that's what it tastes like. And I know it's like bitter, obviously, but, and this is just like the regular unsulfured one or whatever. And it's just like, it's pretty bitter. So if you get like the black strap kind, that shit is like extra bitter. Okay, let's go check on that butter. Let's see what it did. I feel like that was about 25 seconds, so it might have done nothing, but we'll see. We definitely got, I don't know. It did something. I don't know. Some of it is a little solidified. I got little chunks in here, but we're just gonna put this together in here. Some stuff out of the way. I know we got things everywhere. My kitchen always just has stuff everywhere. Every time I cook, every time I bake, there's just shit everywhere. There's shit all over the table, every surface, and you know, the sink is full of dishes all the time. Okay, I'm gonna scrape all that we can in and mix away. I'm gonna mix everything with my hand mixer shortly as well. I'll just start getting it together with a spoon. And I thought about bringing up my stand mixer as well, but like, your girl be lazy, okay? Can you hear that? The sound of me mixing, the graininess of the sugar. Okay. Okay. Butter and sugar. Great mix. Match made in heaven. It is. Okay. So I have my mixer here. The cord is a little short, so we're gonna have to do our thing in this little corner. So let me move stuff around. Oh. Well, actually, it's fine. I was like, should I get myself an extension cord? Maybe it would be. It's okay. You guys don't mind, right? I can just do this here. Okay. Let me grab, before these eggs break, let me put them in here. Okay. We'll crack 2 eggs in here. Oh, that's one. And I've mentioned it before, my house does save eggs for our like little compost stuff, or like to use as fertilizer. 2 eggs in there. So we'll do the 2 eggs. I'll start mixing it a little bit, and then we can move on to adding the molasses. And then we have sugar to add as well. Okay. Okay, I feel like I'm to try to really get around the sides of the bowl as well to make sure that I get like all the little bits of butter and all the sugar that's hiding in there. Oh yeah, and she is really lightened up. She's lightened up and she's looking pretty fluffy. I should have showed you guys the before, but there's like a couple pieces of like little of the brown sugar that I can still see. So I'm gonna pull out what I can get. Oh, my hair about to fall in here. Oh, you know what I realized I don't have on? I don't have on my apron. But that's, I mean, okay, we'll survive. Right, we'll survive. Okay. Oh, okay. Some of these chunks are actually not like chunks. They were able to be broken up. Okay. Oh yeah, look at this pretty color here, like a light brown caramel color. And then we're gonna darken this shit up by adding half a cup of molasses. Does anyone else have a favorite like holiday cookie? Like, do you guys like those like thumbprint cookies or whatever? Or my sister makes some little pecan something cookies. I don't know. We always call them, what is it, pecan crescent cookies? I don't know. But my cousin and stuff, we always call them dust cookies because they just like are very dry, and when you kind of bite them, they just kind of like fall apart in your mouth, and it just feels like you're choking on dust a little bit. Very delicious, but still, it just has like a feeling when you're eating them. So I'm adding half a cup of molasses. Oh, she's sticky. Okay. I think I got everything. Again, it's a little hard to tell when the cup is black and the stuff inside is like really dark too. I'm like, I think I scraped up as much as I can get. Okay. Okay, let me scrape out the spoon as well. Okay. Ooh. Sticky fingers. Okay. And then back to mixing. Just a little bit. Yeah, the color looks beautiful. Again, I'm gonna get around the sides. And then we're gonna actually add a little bit more like liquid stuff. Just grab a napkin. We're gonna add some vanilla. Recipe calls for 2 teaspoons. Okay, let me grab out my little teaspoon measure. 1, 2. Okay, and also it asks for 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. I don't know where my apple cider vinegar is, so we're gonna substitute with red wine vinegar, and hopefully it does the same thing. I think it should do something pretty similar, right? So we're gonna see. And I feel like, again, this is just food science stuff that I'm spitting in with no true knowledge, with no professional experience here. But it's just like, I think it's all just like balance of flavor type of stuff. And again, it's just like what brings out the best in other things, you know? How it's like you put coffee and chocolate and it's supposed to, you know, really bring out the flavor better. Stuff like that. I will say food science stuff does like actually fascinate me. Like, I think it's so interesting to see how or why things act the way they do, or you know what they say, like baking powder versus baking soda, why one, you know, whatever, what, when you've always seen those episodes of things where someone fucks it up, right, or someone fucks up like the sugar or the salt or something. Okay. All right, this color is so beautiful. Okay. There we have it, fam. Our wet ingredients. Look at the color. Okay. I'm Gonna get rid of these eggs very quickly. Put them in my compost bowl. Give my hands a quick little rinse because they are sticky. From that molasses, from that sugar, from that butter, they are sticky. Okay. Also, let me grab, I should just wet a paper towel too, so I can have that. Yeah. Hold on. Okay, because then we have to mix in our dry ingredients with our wet. I feel like I may have did these in the wrong bowls. What I should have done is mix the wet stuff in here and the dry stuff in the smaller bowl. We could just have a very, very thick bowl here, like a big bowl, that's fine. Just because there's a lot of flour in here and I'm like, not that I don't think it'll all fit in here, but it's just like, it would have been better if it all ended up in the big one. But alas, it be what it be. We're gonna mix our dry into our wet periodically. Maybe what, 3 or 4 bits? Okay. Oh. I never know like what setting to put my mixers on because I feel like when I put it on even like the halfway, I'm like, it feels really fast, you know? And then like you put it on like 1 or 2 and I'm like, if this thing has 10 speeds, why do I feel like I only use like 1, 2, 3? Okay. Oh yeah, she is getting pretty. I just want to make sure it doesn't all spill out everywhere too. Okay. She is coming together for sure. She is getting thick. Okay. We'll do a little more. Oh. Okay. And I'll show you her when she's done. But yeah, this is definitely a wetter batter than what you would think for like a cookie. Which again, this is probably why it needs to chill. So it'll be easier to like cut and shape or whatever. I'm using the term shape loosely. We're not really doing too much shaping, but oh, I think, okay, I guess we'll make it in 5 additions. Okay. Whoa. Oh yeah, she getting thick. I'll say at this point, this is when I'm like, a stand mixer would have been good right now. For like the texture of this, she thick. She feels just a little like dense is what it is really. For it to use for my hand mixer. Or maybe it's just my hands. Oh, she's a little tough to turn in here. Oh, before I lift it up and shit goes flying. Careful. Okay. See, we're getting a little tight and stuck in here, so let's get some of this out of here. Okay. Yeah, this is a good amount of dough. So I think it must be like a 24, 2 dozen batch, I think. I don't know. Maybe it's better if I just do an actual hand mix. Because again, I feel like if I just try to mix it with the electric mixer again, it's just gonna get stuck in the beaters again, which you know, happens, but for our purpose here, for what we need, we might just be better for me to like actually mix it. Okay, I'm gonna try to get as much as I can off of here. Yeah. Okay. I wonder if this is delicious already. It is. It is delicious. Confirmed. Oh, wow. It definitely, again, it has obviously a bit of sweetness to whatever, but like it's a little bit of like that bitterness. Oh yeah, the flavor is definitely up my alley. Again, it does have a bit of like that spiciness to it. Like it doesn't come off as like, you know, a regular sweet cookie, you know, which I like. And I'll say what I like about these type of cookies too is that it's a lot of cookie. I like cookie. Like for example, I'm gonna make the matcha ones next, and those obviously are matcha with like chips in them too. But like I'm a person who likes cookies, so I like my things to not have too much. Like chocolate chip cookies, same thing too. I don't like it when there's too much chocolate chips in them. And so I'm not like one of those triple chocolate chunk decker blah 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 people either, you know. Or like even when I get my pancakes, I always worry. I'm like, don't put too much chocolate chips when I ask for chocolate chips, okay? Or if anything, maybe just put them on top, like, and I'll figure them out, you know. Or I'll have them on the side. But my pancakes really hot so they melt. Like, okay, I can be very particular with things. Or like I like my food very hot, I like my food very cold. Like if it's supposed to be cold. Yum yum yum. Oh no. I feel sugar granules on my. Okay. But yeah, I'm just gonna mix what I can because basically we want this to chill too. So I'm gonna mix what I can in here. So I'll show you over here. So you can see there's like flour and stuff in here that still needs to be mixed in. So I'm gonna work on that. And then we're gonna put this in, I guess we can leave it in here. I don't know. Maybe I'll try to ball it up together and then put it in the fridge for a bit while we work on our second batch of cookies. Yeah, because I feel like we can try baking them both at the same time-ish, I guess. Is that a good idea? I don't know. Okay. And these are also cookies that we roll in sugar. I think the recipe asked for demerara sugar, or like maybe demerara turbinado, I don't remember. But I don't have either of those. So we're gonna maybe do a mix of brown and white. I don't know. It's fine, right? We gotta use what we have. Okay. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this looks really freaking good. Like, this is even a cookie dough. Yummy. Okay. All right. Let me stop fucking around and actually get this dough together. Look at her. Look at her. Okay. She's gonna hang out in the fridge for a few while we work on our matcha cookies. I'm gonna put her in the fridge, and then I'm actually gonna start preheating the oven to 350. Okay. I'm gonna give my hands on a quick little wash. Okay. Oven at 350. What am I looking for? How about a whisk? Oh, I wonder. Okay. Alrighty, let's set what we can aside. Okay, I'm like, what do I need to clean? Do I need clean stuff? Probably. Okay. I probably should have got rid of all the things that I didn't need or just put them in one corner, but did I? No, that's okay. Let me try to move the things that I don't need out of the way. I need most of this stuff though. All right. Anyway, okay, moving on. We are going to work on our matcha ruby chocolate cookies. Okay. Ruby and white chocolate matcha cookies. All right. So, there's a few little additions to this one. This is just the actual pieces of paper my sister gave me from when she printed this out in December of 2021. So, my sister's made these cookies a couple of times, and I've always really enjoyed them, but I've never made them myself. So we're gonna try that today. I did ask her to give me some tips and stuff. So hopefully her tips, work. Hopefully I know how to make this. We'll see. I don't know if they'll be as good as hers or not. Oh, I didn't realize. Okay, Sandy, enjoy your meeting. Make sure you do your thing. You hard worker, you. And who knows? Maybe you can come back after your meeting, and maybe they'll be done. Okay, where are we starting here? I wonder. You might need a second bowl too. Give me 1 second, because we might have to do the drying to wet. So let's just prepare for that. And if that's the case, we should. Oh, these are like the same size bowl. Never mind. I was gonna say, okay, maybe we should prepare better to be like, okay, should our small bowl have the dry ingredients, big bowl will have the wet ingredients? But these are pretty comparable in size. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna wipe out the extra dry ingredients that was in this one from the molasses cookies. Okay. Okay, we're gonna start with flour. Let me pull these out so I know what we gotta do. Again, I'm sure it's mix your dry ingredients, mix your wet ingredients, mix them, same shit, So we'll do dry ingredients, which is flour. I have some matcha, flour, matcha, salt. This one also uses baking powder and baking soda as well. Okay. All right. So these are the things I need right now. I'll put everything in here. Yeah, sure. I'll put the dry stuff in here. Okay. Okay. We need 1 3/4 of a cup of flour. You see what I mean? Like the molasses cookie asked for almost 4 cups of flour. That's why I was like, is this not gonna yield as much? I don't know. So I might need to make another batch later. Okay. 1. What is that? 1 3/4 of a cup. Okay. If you recall, my half cup measure has a whole bunch of molasses in it, so we will not be using that right now. We'll do actually 3/4 of a cup. 1, 2, and 3. Great. Okay, so that was 1 3/4. A tablespoon of matcha. I asked for a tablespoon, but I might do a little more just because I want the matcha flavor to come out. And this is just culinary grade as well. This isn't ceremonial grade or anything. Did it say 1 tablespoon? 1 tablespoon, yeah. So I'll just do a heaping tablespoon. Okay. Gonna do a teaspoon of salt. Teaspoon of salt. Where's my teaspoon measure? Oh, my teaspoon measure is in my little garbage bowl here that also has a whole bunch of, dirty stuff in it. So let's have to do 2 halves. 1. We can guesstimate some of it, not all of it, but that's probably another half. Okay. That was a teaspoon of salt, 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder, 3/4 of a teaspoon. So I'll do a half. And then a quarter. So make that 3/4 of a teaspoon. And then I need to do half a teaspoon of baking soda. There we go. Excellent. All right, so we'll give this a whisk. Actually, let me see. Give it a nice little mix. And give it with a mix with my spatula. I don't know. So when my sister makes them, they're like very green. And I will be honest, this little powder here doesn't look that green. And I need to relax. I keep getting the flour everywhere. Let me see. Let me mix some more. I'm seeing little pockets of green. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but like there's a little tint of green, but it's not like green, you know? So, I don't know. It's hard to know. Like, should I add more matcha? Should I add food coloring, you know? Let me grab a damp towel. To pick up all this flour that I spilled out of here. Okay. I don't know. Maybe a little more. Like maybe a hint more. Like it, right? Right, guys? A hint more? Oh, Nigel, I didn't see you in here. What's up, dude? I apologize for not saying hello. How are you doing this afternoon? Maybe a little more. I don't know. We're winging it. We're winging it, fam. I don't know. So it was probably like a tablespoon and like a half a teaspoon, maybe. I don't know. Because I'm sure it also just depends on like how high quality your matcha is. This is probably not very high quality. Realistically, it's probably not. Okay. Okay, so I'm actually going to add, we're going to tweak the recipe a little bit with another dry ingredient. I am going to add sesame seeds. So my sister says she's added sesame seeds into hers before. And she was saying she wasn't really sure if it added anything to it or not, but she thinks that having them toasted would be better. So I toasted some sesame seeds earlier this morning. I'm probably going to put like, I don't know what, like a tablespoon or something. I'll do like a tablespoon of toasted sesame seeds. But I'm going to put them in this little baggie and give them a crush. You know, like what can we use to crush it? A thing of sugar? So I have, like my house uses a pestle and mortar pretty often because that's how you make like papaya salad and stuff. But that shit had been seasoned with like garlic and fish sauce and, you know, all the stuff that's typically used for papaya salad. That's like the main thing they use it for, or other types of like, you know, sauces and stuff. So I don't really think it's like appropriate to be trying to grind any type of spices in there because that shit is gonna be anything I put in there is gonna taste like fish sauce and chili and garlic. Which, you know, I like that shit, but it might not be the best for the cookies. Okay. I'm gonna smush some of these sesame seeds, and I don't feel inclined I need to like literally powderize them or anything, but you know, breaking them up a little bit would be nice. Okay, so this is a tablespoon of toasted sesame seeds. You can definitely smell the toastedness though, like that is for sure. And I did them over on a skillet on a stove. Look at that thing. Oh, it smells really good actually. You can definitely smell that in here though, which I actually like. And my oven is beeping and telling me that it is preheated, which is great. Okay, so those are our dry ingredients. We'll set this aside and we'll work on our wet ingredients. What do we have here? Butter, brown sugar. We'll use, this is interesting. So the recipe says 8 tablespoons of butter, or room temperature, right? Which is what this is. Like according to this little measurement on here, it says this should be 8 tablespoons. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 8 tablespoons is a half a cup of butter. But in parentheses, it says 1 stick plus 2 tablespoons. So I don't know here. Some of the directions might be a little off. So what I'm gonna do is let me pull out a kitchen scale because It does also say 140 grams. So let's see how much that is. Okay, this on grams now. One stick is 100. Oh, wow. It's 114. Interesting. And then, okay, if I had, this is 4 tablespoons. It's 171. Wow, okay. So hold on. Let's do some math right here. This is about 57. So I got to shave off a little bit of butter here. Okay. Okay, so one stick is one. This one says 113. Oh, shoot. We're a little too much. It's supposed to be 140. And I guess this is why people say you should be measuring, like weighing your stuff, you know? Because again, it says 8 tablespoons and that should be 1 stick. But obviously, if you wanted 140 grams, it's not. And I'm still not doing too well. Okay, guys. Oh my God. Okay, you know what? Here's the funny part now. As you see that I've been slicing a little bit off continuously here, it does say in parentheses where I told you, it says a stick and 2 tablespoons. And I'm not gonna lie, we're at 144, and I feel like what we have here is about a stick and 2 tablespoons. So that measurement was like correct. So I don't know why she didn't just say, or the person who wrote this recipe didn't just say like 10 tablespoons, you know? But I mean, it be what it be. Okay. Yeah, all right. This little melted piece needs to go back in the fridge because it is melty. I am doing well today. Usually I don't stream on days that I that I work my early job, but y'all know I wanted to do a cooking baking stream, so I said, you know what, I'm gonna push through, because usually I come home and I'll just like immediately take a nap, and the next thing you know I wake up and it's like, wow, it's like 3 p.m. But I really wanted to do this like baking stream with you guys, so I said I'm gonna push through. I said, where's that Celsius? I'm gonna chug that shit. I didn't chug all of it though, but I am pushing through. But I'm sure I'm gonna sleep really well tonight then. Okay, so we have our 140 grams of butter. I'm gonna mix that. Let me turn this off. Hello? Hello? Will it turn off by itself? Question mark. Okay. Well, we're just gonna hope it turns off by itself eventually. I don't know. Okay. Oh, this one. Okay. Oh, you can really smell the sesame seeds in it too. Oh, I like that. I'm excited for these. Okay. So we're gonna do butter, which I guess I should cut into like nice little pieces actually. I will say this is very room temp, so it is quite soft. Sorry, I'm doing things literally behind the sugar and behind the flour. Okay. So I'll cube up this butter. Then we're gonna add half a cup of light brown sugar and half a cup of granulated sugar. I will be honest, we're not adding light brown sugar. We're adding dark brown sugar because that's the one I have. So maybe I'll just add a little less. Okay. Butter, butter, butter. You know what? So you guys know I'm obviously a huge BTS ARMY, right? So RM, he has a documentary out from like the album he made early this year called Right Person, Wrong Place. No, Wrong Place. Right Place, Wrong Person. I mix it up all the time. But the documentary is called Right People, Wrong Place. Anyway, I swear to God, I looked it up a month ago trying to figure out when I could see it because opening night was yesterday, right? And they like had screenings around me, and then I asked my cousin, I asked Tina, I was like, hey, are you down to go? I was planning it out to go on Sunday. And she was like, yeah. And now it's like the weekend of, and I'm looking for the show times, and I'm like, interesting, because they're suddenly not there anymore. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it's literally not a single cinema in the state is freaking showing this movie. So I'm like annoyed. Granted, we're gonna drive up to Boston to see it on Sunday anyway, but like, what the heck? I was just annoyed because it's like, hello, it could have been me. I would have worked longer on Sunday because I was typically planning to work a full shift. and then see the movie right after. But if I have to drive to Boston to see it for 2 o'clock, I'm going to leave. I got to leave earlier, you know? So I'm kind of annoyed about that. Again, not a huge deal, but like would have been a lot more convenient to have it at a theater that was like 20 minutes away from me. But very lame. And it's because we don't have any, whatchamacallit, like my friends who've already gone to see it, they're like, oh, I saw it at an AMC, I saw it at a Regal, and I'm like, oh yeah, we don't got those here. We got Showcase, baby. Okay. Ugh. Oh my god. Okay. Trying to like cut them into little cubes, but I will say they're pretty, they're quite soft. Okay, so I guess this will do. So that means my hands are very oily. Now, okay. It's funny because my hands are all buttery and oily now, but you know what's not? My skin, the rest of my skin. My skin's been super dry lately, like my face specifically, and I'm like, damn, I really need to lather myself in Aquaphor. And I need to like start sleeping with the humidifier every night again, but sometimes I just get lazy to like refill it. But it does make a difference. Yeah, I'm someone who needs a humidifier in the winter, and I need a dehumidifier in the summer. Otherwise, my skin is just like, does not cooperate with me. Okay, so we need half a cup of granulated white sugar. Again, my half cup measure that I was using before is all full of molasses. So we'll do 2 quarter cups. Look at that, guys. We're practicing fractions. Okay. So that's half a cup of white sugar. I'm probably going to do a little bit less of the brown sugar just because it asks for light brown sugar and I'm using dark brown. And also, between the sugar in here and we're also adding chocolates to it, like, you're going to be all right. Okay, and this is where I kind of guesstimate things because of that, because things are falling into here. But also, this isn't, like, super packed, though. Like, packing your brown sugar makes a difference, you know? Because sometimes when it's, like, light and fluffy in there, it's like, that's like literally half the amount of it when it's packed. Okay. So I'm probably doing like a quarter of a cup packed and then another 1/8 of a cup packed. Yeah. So I probably lessened the amount by 75%. I'm sorry, by 25%. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. Is that? I apologize. Is it Fergofirga? Because, you know, granted, my eyesight's not great, but I thought I said fuck off Riga is what I read it as originally. And I was like, wait a second. I don't know if that's appropriate. So if I mispronounce that, please correct me. Feel free. And it's funny because I have a friend, her name is Gira too. So I was like, wait, is that what that says there? I can't tell. But also, computer's a little far away, my monitor's a little far away, but also, my contacts, I think, are not the proper prescription either. So shit is still a little fuzzy. Okay. Butter, brown sugar, white sugar. I'm gonna mix this. And then we're gonna do vanilla extract and an egg. Okay, so I have a whisk attachment on my hand mixer that we're gonna use to cream this together. Oh my god. Oh my god, sugar's going everywhere. Relax. Okay. Like, my kitchen needs to chill for a hot second. Okay, you know what? We're gonna have to, on second thought, I think it's because this bowl is actually too big, which is hilarious considering I thought the other bowl was too small that we used for the first batch of cookies. So I'm just gonna kind of flatten out some of the butter too first, just so I can start mixing some of it and so the sugar doesn't go flying out of my bowl when I try to whisk it together. I'm gonna break up that butter. I'm telling you, the toasted sesame is so strong. I'm like, no, because I'm serious, because I'm smelling it. I think it's from like being on the spatula as well, but I'm like, you know, my like anxiety, I'm like, wait, did I like leave something on? Is something in the oven? I'm like, I know I took everything out of the oven. Because my parents are the type of people who like to use the oven as storage when it's not in use. And also my parents are not big oven users. you know? So it's like there'll be like random like pots and pans in there and stuff. Then I was like, holy shit, gotta make sure I take that shit out. And this one time when we got the oven brand new, they like, again, in the same way that people will like leave the plastic on like a TV or something like that, you know, like the peel part of it, right? When we got the oven, my parents like didn't, because again, they don't really use the oven. Like they use a stove, obviously, but not so much the oven. They like didn't take any of the plastic or paper stuff like in the oven out. And so I remember one time I like came at that time I wasn't living here, but I came and I, you know, preheat the oven, whatever, to bake, to do whatever. And I was like, what is that smell? And I didn't realize there was the plastic and there was like paper cardboard in there. And I was like, what the fuck? But yeah. So I granted, even sometimes I still forget to like check, but today I checked. All right, today I checked. Okay, this might be a little bit better to mix with. Yay. Okay, now let's try to mix. Okay. I'm still a little afraid, not gonna lie. We should add more things to it. Let's add our egg and our vanilla too. We have an egg. And how much vanilla did we need? 2 teaspoons, all right. I don't think I have enough in this one, so I gotta open a second package. But let me see, a teaspoon. Oh, my teaspoon is also in there. Okay, so we'll do 2 half teaspoons. That's fine. Oops. Okay, that was 1 and change. Oh, I lied. So, okay, that was 1. Let's see. Oh, like literally in just enough-ish. That works. That works. Okay. And, oh my God. I turned it up way too much and it scared me. Okay, this is definitely better. Things are not flying everywhere as much anymore. Okay. Yeah, this has to be like half the amount of batter that the other cookie is. For sure. I probably should have asked my sister how many cookies this yields, but I didn't. So, excuse me. Excuse me. Must mean somebody's thinking of me. Someone's talking about me. Oh my God. Oh, that scared me. I don't know why I keep doing that. Like my finger slipped and it just made it go like all the way on turbo. I'm gonna go all around the sides and stuff, make sure everything is as combined as, like, you know, I can get it right now. We'll see. Let me also use my spatula to, like, again, mix things a little more. I can still see some bits of butter. I don't know how I feel about this little mixture here. Oh yeah, it's still very like, what's the wrong word? The texture is not great for some reason. Okay, the texture I'm not a big fan of, but you know, we're gonna work through it. Maybe I should have brought out the stand mixer. That could be it. Okay. I don't know, maybe it's supposed to be. I have no idea. I probably should have asked my sister. Like, it looks almost like it looks grainy, but it is because of like the butter pieces in there still. Like they just haven't melted all the way or whatever. Or they haven't been broken up enough, it feels like. So let me just kind of mush it together with my spatula. Because then we're gonna mix the dry ingredients into here, as far as I know. Okay, and then we can actually cut up the chocolate that we have. I'm like, I did this right? And I feel like I did. A little sus here. But I'm gonna just trust the process. Don't know if the process understands I'm trusting it, but like, you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. Okay. I'm gonna pour it in. Yeah, this is like such little amount of batter compared to the other one. So I feel like what I should do is I'm gonna mix this as it is. And again, I'm low-key a little concerned about what it's gonna turn out to be like. And that's when I'll know that, hey, you know what? I have to make some tweaks. Okay. My sister did say this would be a drier batter, and it's definitely looking like one already. Okay, it's definitely coming together much better now. So I think that's good sign. Ugh, why are my hands always gross? Like they're always just dirty when I'm in the kitchen. But that means I'm cooking real hard, okay? I'm putting a lot of effort in. All right. I'm going to put the rest of the batter in. Mix that up. Trying not to, like fling up too much flour as I'm mixing. Don't know if that's working or not, but trying here. Okay, okay. Let me use my spatula to mix together what I can. Oh yeah, this might be time to get my hands in there. Because then we also have to chop up our chocolate. Oh yeah, okay, let's get my hands in there. Let me just get this dough together. Okay, yeah, this is like much better if you guys can see that. Like this is looking like a good dough. This is looking like a real dough. I'm a real girl in a real kitchen. Okay, it's all coming together. Okay, I feel much more confident. And look how, and then the green is coming through, which is great. Again, remember I was worried about that. But now I'm like, did I put too much matcha in? Like, is that possible? Okay. All right. I feel like, let me just have a little taste of the dough and see if we think it's going to be okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I actually think the dough's pretty good. All right. Not too bad, not too shabby. Let me give my hands a wash. We'll chop up some chocolate, fold that in, start putting some little balls on the trays. So yesterday I had the day off. I did some errands and stuff, and I actually went to get a massage. And this place I went to, I've gone to them before, but and the first time I went, it was really good. Like the girl who was my masseuse or my massage therapist, she did a really great job. A little chatty, but she did a great job. And so when I went this time, I was like, hoping it was like across the board, but there was only a guy available, which I don't have a problem with, but he wasn't as good. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I should have been a lot more vocal about wanting like deep pressure, fam. Like I feel like he just made it too like it was too much. It was too light, And it's like, fam, if I wanted light pressure, if I wanted someone to just like, I wouldn't be paying you, you know, whatever, like $100 for this stuff, you know? But again, I'm willing to go back, but I just think that I need to be more clear about what I want. I'm like, put that elbow in those knots and get them the fuck out. I'm not here to relax, okay? I know you think I'm here to relax, but I'm here for you to get these knots out of my like skull, my neck, my back, my shoulders, like all of it. Get it out. I don't want to be too relaxed, you know? But yeah, sometimes I was just like, is this really necessary? Because, you know, they go up and down your whole body. But I was like, but you know, it's like they'll take your fingers and just do a little bit of like a, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, I'm just like, my fingers don't need a massage, okay? Like, put that elbow back into, you know, my traps. Make it worth my money, you know? Okay. All right. So let's put this dough aside for a hot minute. I'm gonna wipe my little cutting board here. And then, I wipe my knife. Wow, I got a lot of cleanup already, huh? And let's get to chopping chocolate. So this recipe calls for white chocolate and ruby chocolate. Before you ask me what ruby chocolate is, I don't really know, but you know, I don't know. Because the ingredients are sugar, cocoa butter, milk, cocoa liqueur, soy lecithin, citric acid, and vanilla, versus like this white chocolate, which is sugar, cocoa butter, whole milk, soy lecithin, vanilla. So I'm not really sure what the big difference is, but like, you know, whatever, that's what it calls for. I'm also going to tweak the recipe and the amount I use. It does ask for, it says 3 ounces of the ruby chocolate, and then asks for 4 ounces of the white chocolate. I'm probably going to use like 2.5 ounces of white, and then the 3 of the ruby. But yeah, I feel like as a kid, I really liked white chocolate. As an adult, not so much anymore, but like, you know, I still enjoy it here and there, but I just like it much less. Nice. I mean, yeah, here's the white chocolate. Confirmed. And we'll chop it into chunks. I guess I'll put that aside because I already like bit it. And I will leave just a little bit left over. Again, I'm assuming I'm gonna have to make another batch of these. Okay. That's pretty chunky, I think. I don't know. I guess that's chunky, I guess. It's because like some pieces I'm like, oh, that's really small. And then I'm like, that's way too big. Some of these chunks are too big. And you're supposed to set some aside as well to like mush into the cookies later. So I'll set these aside, I guess. I don't know. And then the ruby chocolate. Okay. Ooh, look at the pretty color. It's like a very nice mauve. Yeah. Let me also just have a little sliver for myself. Pretty good. It is very tasty. Okay. Chunks we go. Again, we've got to save some for it to smush into the top of the cookies as well. Put it into my little pile there. Okay. When I was younger, one of the like Food Network type show thingies that I would watch a lot was I can't think of what the actual show was called, but the guy, his name is Jacques Torres, and he's like a chocolatier, like, you know, a chocolate artist, whatever. He would just do some really cool shit with chocolate. I just remember it so clearly because I always found it so entertaining. I used to have a chocolate shop, if I remember correctly, in New York too. But yeah, I was just always inspired. I was like, holy shit, look at like you know how people do like sugar art and stuff? He would do stuff with chocolate, and it was really awesome. But I very like clearly remember enjoying his show. Okay, so I have my ruby and white chocolate here. You're supposed to fold it into the dough. also my dough is kind of together already, so let me just like pour it in and like fold it, do it, whatever, something. Okay, and again, I want to set this chocolate aside here, put it in a little bowl. Oh shit, that did not work. There we go. Okay, and I'll put this stuff on top after. Okay, I want to, I got a lot of random shit here. Okay, we're gonna fold in, or kind of just smush in some of those chocolate chunks. And I'm gonna try to do it in a way that, like, obviously when I, make my little scoops of these cookies, that all cookies have a little bit of each chocolate color, because that's the plan. And then if they don't, I can mush some of the ones from my other little bowl here correctly into them. But yeah. Okay. But yeah, so now we have a hunk of dough here. It's that green, it has the pink, it has white. It's basically Christmas. Okay. Gonna give my hands another wipe, another little rinse and wipe. And then we can bring out our ginger molasses cookies as well. Okay. Because those have been chilling for probably like, 30, 40 right now. You hear this? That's me slapping my dough. Okay, excellent. So, oh, you know what? Now I remember what this bowl was for. Okay, my bad. Let me get another bowl. I was like, it's convenient that I have a little extra bowl here, and again for me to put my chocolate in. But I forgot it was supposed to be for sugar to roll my my molasses cookies in. Okay. But now we have reached the time to bake the cookies. So let me clear out some space. We got a lot of shit everywhere. We got a lot of dishes for me to do later. Let's just move things down and out of the way. Okay. Okay. So we have our two doughs here. I'm going to mix a little bit of brown and white sugar into another little bowl. I'm not going to like really measure too much. I'm just going to put some stuff in there. So it's just for like the outside of the cookie to help it, like, I guess it crackles and stuff, but also adds a little more sweetness and whatnot. But yeah, okay. And we'll give that a mix. And again, the molasses cookie already has a lot of like brown sugar flavor in it, just because, I think that's what's like in brown sugar. Okay. There we go. We have a brown sugar mix here. Brown and white sugar mix. Alrighty. We have our chocolate here, our two batters there. We can grab some of the stuff out of our way. Oh, I have a little piece of white chocolate still sitting here. Thought it was a pat of butter for a second. Ugh, okay. I have a couple of cookie sheets here. Not gonna lie, they've been well used, but it's whatever. It doesn't matter because I want to put down parchment paper as well. Okay, let's make it fit. This is my smaller cookie sheet. I have more downstairs too, but I'm just like lazy. No other way to say it, Evelyn. I'm lazy and don't want to go downstairs and get any more. So, I'm gonna do what we're doing. Okay. I'm gonna cut it so it fits. Okay, that maybe was not the best method. So if any of you guys have hung out on my stream before, I think have listened to any of my stories, I think you may know that around Halloween, I went out with the kiddos and my family and stuff. We had a little Halloween dinner type of thing. And I made a butternut squash pasta. It was a very busy day for me. A lot of these days lately have been really busy for me. But that day, I was trying to do 100 things, including roast butternut squashes, and they burned. And look at that. You can see exactly where they burned. Still there. But, you know, that's life sometimes, and it's fine. It's all good. This pan is serving me well, I suppose. And, you know, learning my lesson. Don't try to do 100 things at once, you know? Don't try to work on your cosplay and make a pasta and do actual work from home shit all at the same time. Sometimes it's just, you know, impossible. Okay, so let's put some of the green tea cookies on here. Because part of me is wondering, it's like, oh, maybe I should just bake a few. Maybe I should do like 3 of each just to like see, you know? Because at the end of the day, I don't need all of them today, you know? So yeah, maybe we'll do that. Let's grab, I want to grab my scoop to do these cookies, the green tea ones, I think. Oh, this is big. How big should I make them? 2 teaspoon-sized balls. This is a big ball, though. Huh? This is like 2 teaspoons, but it's big. What do you think? What do I think? Is that really big or what? Kind of. Maybe I'll just do 3 and 3 just so we can like test them. Okay. I don't know. Okay, I'll do 3 and 3. And this is all a test, because part of me was like, okay, because if I made multiple batches too, or like whatever, if I just made all the batches today, I could also just freeze them and then they would just be at the ready, you know, which I think is also a good idea, because then I ain't gotta dirty up all these dishes again another day, you know? Oh yeah, this, like, if we're making all these cookies this big, like 2 tablespoons, whatever worth, I'm telling you, this green, this matcha batter probably can yield like, again, maybe 12, which I guess is fine, but I guess I didn't look at that on here. Oh, those are huge though. Like, I feel like 2 tablespoons is too big. And granted, I don't know if this exact scoop is 2 tablespoons or not, but like, it looks like it could be. My guesstimation. But then again, am I a good guesstimator? I don't know. Okay, let me roll it. I guess I could also just measure them on a scale. But this is what they look like when they're in my hands. And they look kind of similar, right? Okay. So I'm going to put them down here. I'm going to give them a light little press, right? Now this has baking powder and baking soda in it. So, I don't know, they should be able to spread. They should be able to puff. Okay. And then I'm going to grab some of the extra little chunks in my bowl here to put on. That's like a lot, right? I don't know, guys. I'm like, is this too much chocolate in here already? I don't know. Okay. That's like my biggest fear, because I hate when there's too much stuff in a cookie. Like too much just like chocolate in it, you know? But then again, maybe this cookie needs the sweetness because it is much more of like a savory flavor. So yeah, so we have 3 of those cookies, okay. And then I will work on my my gingerbread. My I keep saying gingerbread, it's molasses ginger. How am I measuring this? What do we think? Maybe a little bigger. Because this also looks kind of like what the other one was, right, guys? Can you tell? I can't. And we're gonna roll them in that brown sugar and white sugar mix, and then put them down here. Okay, and I want to kind of give them the same thing, a little pat down. I have no idea, guys. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. And I guess that's one of the fun things I like about cooking or baking on stream with you guys is that, again, I don't know what it's going to be. Again, I'm not a professional. I don't act like I know what I'm doing, at least not intentionally. Like everything that I do, it's also, this is never a tutorial, guys, okay? This is an experience, all right? Like, I am learning as I go, and you all know that I rarely follow recipes to a T, so like, you know, don't be asking me nothing, because I'm going to tell you, If you guys remember, I made some oatmeal cookies a while ago on my stream, and they were pretty good. I'm gonna be real though. I would probably have to rewatch that video to know how to make them again, because I don't know. Beats me. Okay. I will say that I think I made a caramelized onion pasta on stream once, and it was very good. But I will say, I did go the extra mile with you guys, and I actually put like white wine in it. And on a regular day, if I wanted to make myself, some pasta, unless it was already in my fridge and open, I probably wouldn't have done that. But like, I did it for you guys, and it was also conveniently in my fridge too. But I did it for you, and it was probably the most delicious version of it that I've ever made. So there's that. Okay. I have 6 cookies here. These are our test cookies for the day. We have our matcha, ruby, and white chocolate cookies here. We have our molasses, ginger, or spice molasses cookies here. We're gonna put them in the oven for, I don't know, like 10, 12 minutes or something. Let me see what it says here. Yeah, let's put them in for 11. Let's put them in for 11, 12. I don't know. Ugh, tough. Let's put them in for 11, and then I'll take them out right away and give them a bang on the table. Help them crack up a little bit. Because I'm just someone, I just do not like, not me, oh my God. I'm like rubbing sugar granules on me. Oh my God. But I'm just someone who doesn't like, I like a good soft cookie. And if that means it has to be a little undercooked, I'm okay with that. Whatever, hot take. I will eat an underbaked cookie, okay? Y'all saw me munching on the cookie dough. So like, y'all know I'm okay with that. Okay, so I'm putting them in the oven, and I will set the timer for about 11 minutes. Okay, 11 minutes. Timer. Okay, it is going, and I need to do another quick hand rinse here. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but I do not like it when my hands are like dirty. I just do not like it. And just like wiping it on a towel is not enough. I can still feel they're like sticky and shit, I don't like that. I don't like that shit. Okay. Now what? I got a whole bunch of shit to clean up. That's what. We'll sit, we'll chill, we'll hang for 10, and then we can see what happens. Like, what are our cookies gonna look like? Okay. Yeah, because I feel like this would be a good time to, like, again, I could freeze the rest of the dough type of thing, especially because when I lived by myself too, I like gingerbread molasses cookies, like those type of things. So I would do the same thing where I would make my own dough, and then I would just put it in the freezer, and then obviously when I wanted a cookie or two, I would just like boom, pop a couple out, almost like you would do with like a Toll House cookie, But I'm not gonna lie, another thing I would always do too is that, like, I just be nibbling on the dough. That's one thing I do a lot. But yeah, I'm hoping that these turn out good, and that this is like a good batter, because then I'll know what to make. Because I think I would have to definitely make another batch of both these cookies, actually, because I'm going to take the matcha ruby ones to my cookie swap tomorrow. But with the people there, I think that I would need to make 2 batches at least anyway. So I might just do another batch in addition to the one I have, assuming it's good. And then for my other cookie swap, I'm going to do the ginger molasses cookies, which I could probably just use this dough, possibly. But if I wanted to take things to my friends at work the following week, I would still have to make another batch of both of them. So who knows, I might do that. Or I might try to even half this one. I don't know. But then again, I do work with some dudes who can eat, so I feel like they would enjoy the sweets. I feel like some of the girls that I'm friends with, it's like everyone might just have like 1 or 2 of your cookies. But like some of the guys I work with, I'm like, they might literally eat 4. Like just like for their regular lunch snack, you know what I mean? Versus like taking any home or whatever. Oh, I didn't even see hello. Oh, dirty, nasty, gross, bald man. My guy. How are you doing today? Nice setup. Oh, thank you so much. You know what? I realized I forgot that I'm not wearing my apron today. I have one. Well, I mean, it's a little too late for that, but like, it's cute though. I'm not gonna lie, it's cute. But next time. Good luck with your cookies. Thank you so much. And oh my God, I keep pushing the table. I'm leaning over the table, I'm pushing it, trying to look at my computer. Hello, Pantone Cero. Never baked before. Is cookie dough safe to eat uncooked? I am not a professional. I'm not here to give you health advice. I do not know. I don't think I can legally recommend you to eat raw cookie dough, especially when there's raw eggs in it. So I'm gonna say no. However, I'm gonna say I do me and you do you. And on that note, good. I personally have never had any issues, but you know, if you got a weak gut, you got a weak gut, you know. And there are some cookie doughs. There are some cookie doughs that like you can buy in store and stuff that are definitely like safe to eat though. Probably because they use like powdered eggs or some shit, or they don't use eggs or whatever. I don't know. But you know, again, me, I'ma do me. Okay. I feel like maybe I should put these in like a Tupperware or something. That might be the way to go. Let me get some Tuppy. I guess it's technically not Tupperware. It's a food container. That sounds really lame when you say it that way, doesn't it? Let me get a food container. Which one's gonna be big enough? None of them probably that I have. I'm just going through my containers. Okay. This is when I feel like I'm in like a real, not that I'm not in a real kitchen, but like in a food prep kitchen again. When you're using like the plastic ones like this. I think I could probably fit my bigger batter into 2 and then 1 for my other one. I've yet to watch The Bear. I'm just thinking about restaurant stuff. I know people fucking love The Bear. I've yet to watch it. And again, as someone who like spent a lot of time in restaurants, not only as a diner, but like literally as a server, as a bartender, as like, you know, a kitchen, whatever, back of the house worker. I've been around kitchens, so I'm curious to watch it. And one thing that always pissed me off, because again, all kitchens like use like these like plastic containers ever, but people would always use them as like a drinking cup too, which I get it, but I'm also like, fam, I know you have your regular cups too. And number 2, I would just walk around the restaurants and find shit like just like this with just have a cup of water in it. I'm like, it's taking up space for no reason. Like I got silver to polish, man. Get this shit out of here, you know? But yeah, so that shit would piss me off. Or they'd just be like, here you go, put it in a lid and just like punch a hole to make a straw, like a, and I'm like, fam, get a cup, like get a cup. We also have like a dishwasher, you know? But yeah. What other things bothered me? A lot of things, honestly. A lot of things bothered me. But those are my restaurant days. It's like I had so many of those days, you know, and I like forget. So yeah, so I'm curious. I know there's been some of those like, is it like Wired or whatever, where there was like, oh, real blankety blank reacts to whatever in like TV, movies, etc. Because I know there's one for The Bear, but I haven't seen it yet. I guess. I don't know what am I looking for. A spatula, I guess. Another spatula. So I can try to keep my hands not dirty for once and just like put the batter in there. Let me see. I know I must have something. Oh. Okay, guys, we have 4 minutes on the timer. So after it's done, we'll take them out. We'll give them a bang on the bench, on the counter. When I be watching British people, they're always like the bench, but whatever. It's like when they call the stove like a hob. It's just all these like other new words, I guess, and I feel so posh when I say that shit. But yeah, so we're gonna give them a bang on the counter because basically it's supposed to help them like settle in a little, but also it helps give them those like cracks in it or whatever, supposedly. I don't know. You know what got to me one time? This is about British language here, but I remember I was doing some type of like word unscramble thingy, and the word and like the category was like vegetables, right? And the hob, literally a hob. But so the category was vegetables, and it was like unscramble, like the letters or whatever. And I remember this very vividly because I didn't know what this word was, obviously, and it was aubergine. And so this happened when I was younger, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I couldn't figure it out. And then I looked up the answers, and it was aubergine. And I was like, I did not know what the fucking aubergine was. And then I watched more like British cook people or whatever, like cooking people, chefs, bakers, whatever. And it's like they obviously use the word aubergine, and I'm like, damn. Now it's just like stuck in my head forever. That and like the word courgette for like a zucchini squash or whatever. I hear a lot now. And I'm like, oh, I got it. Got him. I always forget. Is coriander like parsley, or is coriander? I don't know. Actually, I don't remember. But coriander is one of those like one of those herbs that they always talk about too. That they always use, but it's like it's something else in, I don't know, American English, I guess. I don't know. Oh, this is gonna piss me off. Look how thick it is in here, right? It's like, it's nice and full in here, but like what's left is not worth putting in another full one. So let me grab a half. I am terrible at this game of like trying to figure out what size Tupperware should I put my leftovers in. Absolutely terrible. Because I always do it where it's like, I estimate that like, oh, it's gonna take a small container and then there's way too much left over in the pot, or it's the opposite. I grab one that's way too big and it's like this full after. Cilantro. Is coriander cilantro? They don't say cilantro for cilantro? I don't remember. I know it's one of the herbs, but I just never know. Is it cilantro? Could be. I think it's cilantro parsley, right? It's usually one of those. But maybe. Okay, let me go grab a halfie. Guys, we got a minute and 30 for these cookies, apparently. I don't know, I'm worried. Because you know what? Because sometimes they like shit on the recipes always say like, oh, wait till it's golden brown. And then I look and I'm like, I don't know if it looks golden brown enough yet. And then I leave them in for another like minute or two. And then suddenly they're like burnt, or they're just like rock solid after. And I don't fuck with that, you know? Okay. Okay, this looks very full. And this looks not. So I'm like, should I even it out a little more? It doesn't really matter, I guess, but it's just like for my own personal desires, for like looks wise. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. We have spiced molasses cookie dough here. Let me just wipe. Yeah, let me wipe the spatula here. Then we can put the matcha one away. Excuse me. You know what I say? It's not an Alonda stream unless there's a burp or two. Jesus. Okay. This one says, bakers do it batter. And then my other one that I was using today, that one's my, I kiss better than I cook. Okay. Oh, we are beeping. We are beeping. Okay, okay. Timer is off. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, guys. I didn't think this through. All right. Apologies that you aren't here to see this because the camera, I just cannot face it right here because I did not take all the family pictures off the fridge or anything. But you hear me, right? You hear me giving it a bang? Okay. Oh my God, they look great. Okay. Not gonna lie, the matcha ones look pretty good. The other ones, I don't know. Don't know yet. They're a little puffy, but they're supposed to settle. So we'll see. Let me turn off the oven because I want to forget. And let me put the cookies in front of you guys. Let me just grab a towel. A towel would be good. I guess I could use this one that I have in my hand. Okay, hold on. Okay, I don't want to burn myself. Not today anyway. I've had some pretty bad like burns. Like I burned myself with like sugar, like hot sugar before, and that shit like bubbled over on my fingers. Like a couple of my fingers had like actual like boils on them, basically, like blisters. It was not nice. It was not cute, and it was awfully painful. And then I had to go work in a kitchen like that weekend too. Okay, so all right, as you can see, again, we're gonna let them do their thing for a bit, but like, right, the matcha cookies are pretty good. Again, these ones are significantly smaller, but they are puffier. So I'm kind of hoping that they like sink in a little bit. I don't know. I'm trying to not like be too upset about them or anything. It's one of the things where it's like, hey, when they say let the cookies cool, you should just let them cool, you know? But I'm like, give me this right now, you know? And then, oh, interesting. I wonder. I'll say in Claire's video, so this is Claire Saffitz's recipe that I modified briefly, like a tiny amount. I just added freshly grated ginger into the cookie as well. But in her video, I think she was like, oh, they're pretty soft, this, that, blah, 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 you know? And I'm like, And she basically said, like, don't try to move them. But I'm like, oh, I can actually, like, just pick this up, though. So that's, like, concerning to me. I'm like, that's not the description she gave. So who knows? Or, like, maybe I wonder if I should have just, like, was I supposed to flatten them out more? Because I feel like I flattened both of them out around the same amount, but this one really spread and this one didn't. And I want to say, I think the matcha cookie has both baking powder and baking soda. So I'm surprised that it spread. Whereas I think, actually the matcha, sorry. Let me get my thoughts together before I start rambling. The matcha cookies have both baking soda and baking powder. So I guess it's like soda spreads, powder puffs, you know, so I did a little bit of both. But the spice molasses ginger cookie, whatever, it only has powder in it. So I guess that's why. I assume. Again, I'm not a food scientist. I'm not a professional. I don't fucking know shit. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. Love Claire Stafford. She's great, right? I mean, I know that, like, I still love watching her. I know, like, during the pandemic, there was a really big boom with, like, Bon Appetit and, like, all the people on there, blah, 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 whatever. But I still follow a good amount of them. Like, I still really like Claire. She does stuff on her own YouTube channel. And she still does stuff with New York Times. I still like, so does Sola El Whaley. She does too, so I still watch her on, like, New York Times. Like, her and her husband Ham, they do was it a series where it's like they have like a mystery item and stuff. I always find that really interesting to see what they want to do with, like, whatever they're given, because they try to do, like, a whole meal with things, like, based off of, like, a mystery ingredient, you know. But yeah. And I still like I like Claire. She became really popular with her like recreations, like recreating, like, childhood snacks and stuff. Yeah, I thought that was fun, interesting. And then I still watch, I think his name is Chris, and he does, like, he has blindfolded, like, taste tests. So he'll, like, recreate something a dish that he doesn't see. He'll just, like, taste it and touch it and try to figure out what it is and make it. I think that's really cool. But I feel like any type of these, like, cooking adventures, this shit just takes time, takes work, you know, just, like, to test and everything. So I really applaud people who are, like, recipe testers, you know, or just, again, just trying to, like, figure out what's there. And also, if you can just use your other senses to pull out, like, flavors or just kind of, like, again, textures or and knowing what things you should do to make a certain texture are really cool. I haven't watched any of them in a while. I'm not surprised. I mean, I get it. I think, again, the boom of, like, of the pandemic has, like, died down, but also there's just so much, like, there's so many creators and stuff to watch as well. It's like, I get it. And obviously, if you're watching regular stuff too, like, me personally, I haven't watched regular shit in, like, forever. I was saying to Tina, she hangs out in here for a while sometimes, but I was like, yeah, I have not watched anything. I was telling her, I was like, I haven't really watched anything that has, like, real people in it in a while. Like, that wasn't a streamer or content creator, like, just a show, you know? I'm still, like, watching cartoons. Like, I like anime. I'm watching cartoons. I'm just trying to catch up on stuff. Or, again, I'm watching, like, all the YouTube videos I'm so behind on, and the streamers that, like, I haven't watched their VODs. I think I'm just not really on YouTube anymore. Oh, I see. I feel like for me, with the YouTube stuff, I was someone, like, of all the streaming services at the time too, like, YouTube's the only one that I paid for. So I was like, yeah. Here's the thing. I will say, because I'm on YouTube a lot, or just I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube, like, daily, I was like, oh yeah, this shit is absolutely worth it. I spend more hours on YouTube than I do on, like, you know, Netflix or Disney Plus or whatever. So it's, like, worth it to me. But I will say, what triggered me, or, like, what was, like, the final, like, ooh, this is why you have to do it, is because BTS has a documentary that's, like, a YouTube original or whatever. So when I think it was still technically YouTube Red at the time. But yeah, so I was like, yeah, I need to watch this. So then I bought it. I bought YouTube, the premium, whatever, so I could watch it, watch the exclusive BTS, like, you know, documentary series thing or whatever too. And then I said, you know what? I like not having any ads on my YouTube videos. So I'm gonna just stick it out. And you know what? That's exactly what they want you to do. And they got me. And I said, yeah, exactly. I saw the value in not having ads Okay, I saw the value in not having ads when I'm watching my vloggers, when I'm watching my makeup girlies, okay, when I'm watching whatever, my gaming videos, all right? And now my ASMR videos. Like, I understand why we need it. So that's like the only one that I'm like, I pay for that one. I'm like, I need this. And I'm also low-key a little bit like gatekeepy with it. Cause it's like, I just don't like people watching stuff on my account because then hello, my algorithm, fam, my algorithm. And you guys know that like the people you're subscribed to, it's hard to see their stuff sometimes, you know? Because if you haven't watched some of their videos in like whatever, a couple of weeks or something, a month, that shit doesn't come up on your like homepage. And so again, with my nephews here and watching shit on my channel, which great, you know, it's nice that you have no ads, but like now I'm gonna get videos about like, you know, Legos all the time and like trucks and whatnot or whatever the heck he's watching, like, and I'm just gonna forget about other people by accident, you know? Onion haseo. That's hilarious. It literally says onion. Onion haseo. 안녕하세요. The only time I open you is just to watch Rotten Mango podcast. Oh, you watch them. I'm familiar with her like very, very loosely. I haven't really listened to any of her podcasts or like her like story time stuff, but I'm aware of her. Is that Stephanie, right? Is that her name? I know she like talks about like other like things that are happening, but I've never actually listened to her before. And it's funny because I like know back to like the whole like subscription stuff. Like I remember which specific things were the like that like enticed me to use my, you know, my free trial, or like what's the reason why I said okay fuck, this is when I need to buy, you know, break the paywall, feed into it. Like, so I've mentioned before I was a big Rooster Teeth girly. Like I liked Rooster Teeth, and at one point I watched a lot of Rooster Teeth channels like fully. Like I was really big into like Achievement Hunter, Funhouse. I watched Kind of Funny. I watched Cow Chop. I watched, you know, just Rooster Teeth. Like I watched some of their like cartoons and stuff. I watched Ruby. I freaking loved Camp so much. Again, big Rooster Teeth girl. But they did a documentary with Jessica Negri or whatever, and on their premium service at the time, and that was what I said, okay, free trial. I will do the free trial to watch that documentary. And then at that point too, that's when I was like, oh, hey, you know what? Again, they got me, because I said, hey, it's like $5 a month, and you know what? I watch a lot of their network of content, like pretty consistently, you know. And I'm telling you, I probably spent like, I don't know, at least like 10-ish hours a week watching just their content, you know what I mean? Like from their different channels, from the different podcasts, etc. So they got me good with that one too. Obviously, at some point I cut that off, but like, you know, they got me for a little bit. They did have me. And like back in the day too, when Game of Thrones was on HBO, it was like, was it HBO? Because there was HBO Now and then there was HBO Go, right? There was like a couple different HBO type of things, but I would literally only buy the subscription for those few months when Game of Thrones was on and then cancel it. And I was like, I gotta watch everything else within that Game of Thrones time that I want to watch on HBO, and then cancel. But now I just, you know, I have some good friends and family who let me, you know. Yes, Stephanie Sue, that's right. Stephanie Sue, that's right. I play it whenever I go to bed. Oh, that's your like bedtime white noise type of stuff. I see. I like ASMR, so I'll watch ASMR videos before I go to bed, or sometimes I'll just play them and just fall asleep to them. Because, you know, again, very low attention, but also just like low, you know, I don't really need to like watch. I could just put the phone down and close my eyes. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't though. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. We didn't do very much cleaning here, but you know, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so we have our 2 cookie doughs. All right, let's be honest here. You guys can see. These are supposed to be more crackly, so I'm not sure what the issue is there. So I'm kind of disappointed in these right now. Oh, they are pretty cakey. They're surprisingly very cakey. I do like that they're soft though. I'm not gonna lie, I like that they're a soft cookie. Okay. They're definitely not the texture that they're gonna be, but they're cakey. They're cakey and they're really soft though, but not like the texture on the inside isn't like too cakey, you know what I mean? But I think they're like soft. But these are a good cookie though. Try to show you guys a little more up close. I feel like these probably could have gone for a little less time, to be honest. Like, I don't know. Hold on. I'm trying to see what you can see in my computer here. So like the top here, I like that. Like it's like a little darker. It if I'm being honest here. It could be a little quote unquote undercooked, but versus like the bottom part. But generally speaking, I fuck with it. I think I might just try to do it a little less and maybe just actually push them down a little more potentially. I don't know. You watch cooking streams to fall asleep too. I feel like for streams for me to fall asleep to, like before I go to bed, I don't want to watch a ton of streams. If anything, I only watch streams like of the creators that I really like. I guess you know what I mean, is what it is. Like, it doesn't really matter what they're doing, but I might watch them to go to sleep. And sometimes it just depends as well. Because sometimes it's like, do I like the game they're playing? Do I like what they're doing? Because if not, sometimes I'm like, yeah. If I have the free range to be like, I can watch and just like casually fall asleep and like, you know, it's no big, then I will like watch that to fall asleep. But otherwise, I like the ASMR stuff just because it's like, all right, intention is like the vibe is go to sleep. It's not like, you know, holy shit, oh my god, wow, this is scary, or like, oh my god, like bang and bang, you know, that type of shit. It's not really action packed, you know. You know what? The thing with these cookies too is that they're not the texture or like the look that I expected at all. Again, this is what I'm confused about. I feel like I followed the recipe pretty closely. The only thing that I changed was that I added grated ginger into it, and I'm thinking, should that change very much? I don't know. But again, it's not what I expected at all. But I will say I do like the taste of it a lot. And I think that again, if I tweak some of like the cooking, perhaps maybe it would look different because I wanted to crack and like get texture the way that these do, the way that these have like, you know, just like texture. Like this looks like a regular cookie. But yeah. I will say I like the flavor a lot of the molasses spiced one. It's not too sweet, even though there's like sugar on the outside. Not too sweet. I will say I think that the spices in it is not as punchy as I probably would like it. If anything, I could use some more like, you know, a little more ginger. Maybe I can add a little more like maybe a little bit more of everything. I don't know, but again, I think just as a cookie itself, it does taste very good. I like the flavor. Excuse me. See, that's how you know it was good. Provecho. And then for the matcha cookies, I will say, I'm really happy with the color. Like you can see the green for sure. Like the ruby, like the mauve chocolate looks really freaking good. And like the white chocolate's there as well. And again, the texture on the front looks great. The back has a little bit of like browning on it. Looks really nice. Let me break it for you. Oh yeah, this looks like my kind of cookie. Hold on, I'll show you up front. And if you are not subscribed to me, you'll probably see an ad shortly. So let me show you here. But yeah, so this looks like it could be a little bit undercooked, technically. Again, I don't mind so much, but like I could probably leave it in for another minute or so for these ones. Ah! Oh man, you didn't see it, but I broke it up, and then part of the like little chocolate chip, ruby chocolate chip thingies just fell on the ground. It just melted and fell. Okay. I like this cookie a lot. Remember how I put those, one of the tweaks I did to this was do toasted sesame seeds in it? That definitely comes through. I think the matcha's there. I think that the matcha's there kind of light, I would say. Again, could be the quality of matcha, but that like toasty flavor from the sesame seeds does come through for sure. I like this. I am a fan. Oh, this bite had a lot of matcha in it. I don't think these cookies right here, these matcha ones, big success. I'm quite impressed with those. I feel like I'm excited to bring them to the party too, because they're just they're different. They're like I don't think they're a classic like Christmas type of cookie. You know what I mean? I don't think any of the friends that I'm going to see have had them before, so I'm excited. Mm. Yum, yum, yum. But yeah, and I wasn't sure either. Again, granted, maybe this particular cookie didn't have as much of the chocolate in it, because I feel like I was worried when I dropped like these cookies. I'm like, oh, is there too much like chocolate already in them? You know what I mean? But then I realized too that like when I see the cookie here, you can only see the ones I put on top. Like there's some inside, you can see a little bit of pink and stuff like on the bottom of the cookie, but it doesn't look so overpowering or anything, you know? Which, again, pleasantly surprised. No, but yeah, I'm quite impressed. Like I think I like both these don't feel too sweet in my opinion. I like that they have again a bit of a what's what I'm looking for. Like the flavor profile is not typical of like a cookie, I guess. You know what I mean? When you think of like a cookie. I like that there's like a nuttiness to this one. But it's also again the matcha flavor is nice in it. I personally, again, I think you could leave these in for another minute or so, but I like the texture of them right now. I told you I like a chewy cookie. I like if it's a little undercooked. This is my type of cookie. Because also around the edges, it still has like a little crispiness to it. The bottom was a little golden brown, so this could be perfect actually. Not gonna lie, could be perfect. Yum. Hell yeah. I would say that these are a success. Let me grab a plate to put them on. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't think that they were exactly what I expected or anything, but I think I'm pleasantly surprised. You know, I guess the other thing that I was worried about or wonder about with cookies though too is that's like after they're out of the oven and they like actually settle down, they just sit there and like they're room temp, right? It's like, are they still soft? That's like the main thing. Because sometimes obviously they're soft right out of the oven because they're nice and hot and this, that, blah, blah. But like after you let them sit and do their thing for a while, like were they still going to be nice and soft on the inside in like 2 hours, you know? And I feel like these will be. Granted, I won't know until about 2 hours from now, but like I think so. Again, because these ones are kind of like puffed, these feel like these will be soft still. Again, I might have to figure out some stuff with this cookie. Like again, I think I might have to flatten them out more. I might like change the cooking time or something like that. But generally speaking, again, the flavor is still really good, which is a big plus. And then with these cookies, I'm telling you, these are close to perfect in my opinion. Again, I think that there will be some people who dislike the texture on the inside because they might want it to go a little further, or they might like be turned off by some of like the dark coloring on the inside. But like me as a person, I fuck with that shit, you know? Exactly the way I like it. Like I think these just look really pretty. And I guess I didn't know either like how much chocolate to put on it, right? Because these are pretty spaced out. Like look at this one. This one, it's like way spaced out, dude. Like look at this. So I think that in my next like bake of these, I'd probably just put more chunks in, or I'd probably just put them like right on top of each other type of thing. But yeah, I'm very, very impressed and quite satisfied with these. Like, you know, sometimes I bake stuff here and it goes like ass. You know, sometimes it just doesn't work out. Sometimes I cook stuff and I'm just not really sure. Like, if you guys were here, if any of you guys were here when I think it was my first baking stream or whatever, and I did a pound cake. I tried to make a pound cake and it was like, it's supposed to be only a few ingredients and that shit turned out disgusting. You know, and that's just what it be sometimes. So, sometimes you have wins, sometimes you have losses. Can I speak? But yeah, but whether I win, whether I lose, whether I make some good shit or make some bad shit, it's always a good time with y'all, right? But yeah, that was my stream today. I mean, that was the only plan I had today. You know what's surprising too? It's like, ew, a holiday stream, my cookies, this, that, happy December, blah, blah, blah. I just did a stream where, you know, I decorated the tree and decorated the cookies and shit. And it's like, it's bright as hell out today. Like this is natural lighting coming in and it looks pretty nice. Granted, it's like 25 degrees outside probably, but it looks really bright and warm. But yeah, but it's funny because don't forget to stream White Christmas with Bing Crosby and V, okay? V from BTS. So I was like, yeah, is it gonna be like the past couple of days had me excited because it started to like snow and slush and it looked like it could be like, you know, winter. But the sun today, I'm like, what happened to it? I don't know, because I like the snow a lot. Granted, I'm not happy to drive in it or anything, but like I miss like having winter. Okay. Last year I think we barely had a winter. This year we barely had a fall. And like granted, we had a nice like October fall, but like the November part of fall where it's like kind of rainy and wet and gross, we didn't really have that. Which I know some people love, but like we needed that. Okay. The environment needed that. And I as a person needed that. Like me specifically. Because I like that. I like the rainy weather too. But all right, fam. I feel like I have yapped y'all's ears off for, I mean, granted, it's only been 2 hours, but I did a lot of yapping, okay? I did a lot of yapping. I did a lot of baking, and now I got to do a lot of cleaning. So I want to end the stream here. One more burp. Excuse me. Holy shit, that was a lot. Anyway, I really appreciate you guys spending some time with me. I think your time is so valuable, so that's why it's just like the fact that you want to spend even a little bit of it with me this afternoon really means a lot to me. So I will see you in the next stream, which will probably realistically be on Monday or Tuesday. I got some shit to do this weekend, and so if I feel up to it, I'll probably do it on Monday. I usually give you guys my like weekend update. But if I'm really fucking tired, then it'll be on Tuesday. But yeah, so I will see you hopefully then. So no, wherever you guys are in the world, because I don't know, there's been a few new people who came to join today. I hope you have a really good evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. I think, hopefully. You guys have a good one. Okay. Bye, 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 bye.
And a bonus buy in case you're still here. Okay, bye for real now. Bye for real.